Hey guys, welcome back to a part two to sales tips from me, Peter of Chow Yi TCG. Um, if you haven't been to any of my clips yet or watched them, check them out. I have the YouTube, TikTok, Insta there. Some of the clips on Insta have really taken off, so appreciate the likes and follows and comments. As always, please do not be watching this stuff on the toilet. Don't tell me after two that you were on it. Just make some time, guys. But thought it'd be a good time to make another one because number one, some of them really did reach some people, and people have found some of them helpful, I guess. So again, a little bit about me. I have a professional sales background. I'm in tech sales going more than 4 years now. I can't believe it. And I have the stats to prove it, so I'm not making it up. But I have sometimes exceeded my quota, and it's a lot of pressure, but it's fun. So I thought that could transfer to vending Pokemon cards. Definitely not the same pressure, but there's still sales involved, right? And so, and before I even get into stuff, uh, it hurts me when people attack me. So I can't do anything about my hair. I don't give a flying. It affects me. Like I know I'm balding. I can't do anything about that. I know I'm gonna look like a monk soon, but that's genetics. So don't appreciate that. But let's get back to what this video is about. I wrote some stuff down, and I know that I wrote a lot of how to get started, why you should get started, what you shouldn't do. This is more closing related and more even for some of those who are experienced vendors. Some things that I just, again, translated from tech sales, professional sales to now Pokemon card vending. It really is about service, your integrity, your charisma out there, and there's some ways to just close deals on the spot. And so, um, before we get into some of the closing stuff, I wanted to shout out Pokagachi. That lady is amazing. Follow her. I put it up here, but follow her for great content. She's so good with people out there, and also one of the main people that got me into vending. We are nerds, Richard. I'm shouting you out, brother. It was good catching up with you today, real quick, because he was one of those that has so much inventory, and I was a first time buyer, and I was so used to getting rejected and not being given a good negotiation price, and he basically gave me so much off a card. I hate to don't go at him and ask for discounts, but he just really bought a customer instead of me just buying a card, if that makes sense. So appreciate you. I keep sending people with big stuff their way. They're great vendors. Go to them. But first thing I want to talk about is being transparent in advance with pricing. What do I mean by this? Some of us kind of just do our thing, and then the person awkwardly asks, so what percentage are you comping stuff at? Here's one thing I've learned. You can, before all of that, just say, hey, by the way, this is what I comp at, 70%, 80%. This is what I'm doing. Would that be fair? Like before we even move forward. Why I like this is that person now senses you're not just here for a profit, quick buck, but they sense the integrity side. And so you don't have to have that awkward conversation after comping 50 cards and not even agreeing on the percentage. So I've just found I really appreciate when I act dumb and I'm just acting like a buyer instead of vendor. I go to a show and I have really appreciated the ones that have said, hey, before we get into it, I comp at this. Would this be fair to you? I don't want to waste your time. So that's one thing I picked up, especially I'm starting to do more. Number two, setting the next step. Here is a closing type of advice for you guys. If you've read The Challenger Sale, it's a great book. I highly recommend you read this book. And the reason why is it's all about providing a unique and insightful experience or outlook to get a better sales outcome. And so there's terms in sales like framing, which really talks about, for example, framing a question differently. If someone asks you a question, you don't have to answer right away. You can frame it back to them like, I see what you mean, but what do you mean by that? Like really just going back and forth with that. Another thing that Challenger Sale really does well is it talks about filling in the gaps for a customer who comes to you, and you, again, trying to identify before you just say, hey, here's the card or here's this. you want to go a little deeper. So for example, a person comes to me, do you have Destin Rivals Mewtwo? Yeah, I have it. But I would like to see some of the gaps, like what they also might be missing or what they also might be needing in the future. Like if you're an expert, you know beforehand, they're going to need Cynthia's Garchomp as well. I had the pleasure of helping someone master set. And so I just wanted to see what else she might have. So it's funny how, again, the gaps thing is kind of it's a sales approach thing, but know and understand you might have stuff in advance that some of the people are coming to you for one thing, you might have some other stuff. So really trying to ask questions. Again, I highly recommend read The Challenger Sale. Is a great book. But setting the next step, going back to the actual point, what do I mean by set the next step? Hey, it's great if you sell one card and they just move on and go about their day and you make a quick buck. That's great. But setting the next step, hey, it was great dealing with you, great trade, great sale. By the way, when do you think you'll be coming out again? Or hey, do you have any other friends that are looking for cards? I mean, bring them out to me. By doing that, you are becoming a reference. You're saying, hey, I would love to serve you and your friends again, but you're setting a potential return point to you. Instead of just quick card, you met your quota, you go on with your day. You're like, hey, I'd love to serve you again. When are you back? What card shows are you hitting? I might be there. It's great because a lot of customers are going to be return customers. I see the same people every week, and most of them are very nice. And I joke even with some of them like, hey, are you just looking today and all that? If you've built a rapport, you can joke with your customers. But a lot of them are return, and if they've had a good experience, why would they not return to you and want to do another sale or transaction, right? And so setting the next step, don't just hear, thank you, have a good day. That's fine if you're busy or you're in a rush. I get it. But try to ask some follow-up questions. When will I see you again? What card shows are you going to? You have any friends that are looking to collect or master set? I might have those. Would love to see you again. Don't be afraid to kind of set more of another step for people to return. I've heard this a lot, that it was a slow day, and I've said it definitely, right? Or people just didn't want to buy. And sometimes I'm wondering if we're just not being engaging or challenging enough. And so that's why I wanted to bring that Challenger Sale focus to us as we're out there. Number 3, use yourself as a reference. I kind of touched on that already a little bit. What do I mean by that? I mean that you are the expert in the field, Pokemon card field out there. That's why I don't have vintage. I'm not an expert. I don't know much about it. It's just the modern stuff. But I'm always meticulously looking up prices on TCG, eBay, whatever. And I'm always trying to see how the trends are up and down for the cards. But use yourself. Like if someone doesn't buy from you, it's not the end of the world. But come off as the expert to that person so that they know when they go out, hey, I didn't deal with that person yet, but man, Peter knew his stuff. And so he's reliable. And he also told me if he doesn't have the cards that I'm looking for, he'll send me to the right people. And there's a huge aspect of trust in this, because I cannot believe that sometimes, I hate to say it, but the greed, like you can't give a few bucks off to save the deal for a customer. It's pretty crazy sometimes to even come across that as a fellow vendor. But hey, if I don't have it, I still would love to be a help to you. I know someone who will have that, who will comp fair to you, and then you point them to them. And even the people you're pointing to, you want to make sure they're good references, because I mean, whatever you point people to, that will come back to you as well, if that makes sense. So there's a community out there here that really wants to serve you guys and serve customers, and it's better when we work together. Yeah, you might not always get the sale, but if you point people to someone who might have it, then who knows? They might point back to you. It's happened to me where, oh, Peter does have this, go back to him, and it's worked out. They haven't always bought the card they wanted, but they bought other stuff. And so use yourself as a reference. The 4th thing, I cannot stress this enough as I say it, be unapologetically yourself. What do I mean? Simply just be yourself. Don't have to be the vendor that you're looking at, seeing with great success every week, weekend. It doesn't have to be the person you follow on your socials. Be yourself. Stand out for who you are. I've seen so many vendors now that just, I mean, it's hard to differentiate. They all feel the same, right? Have you ever gone somewhere and you're like, that whole area felt the same? But I've seen some smart, very clever vendors have plushies out that really, started a conversation or had their artwork. Man, there's so many talented vendors that don't just sell cards, but do art and sell that and start the conversation that way. So stand out for who you are. It's okay to talk about things outside of Pokemon cards, and when there's time to deal, you do it. But have fun and stand out for your humor, your charisma, and be the reason that they come back again. So stand out in that way. Number five, I can't stress this enough as well, but put in the work. People can really see who are the ones that are putting content out, who are comping their cards correctly, who are stickering everything instead of just leaving them looking confusing in the cases. Like, put in the work. I work a day job. I'm in tech sales, like I said, and it can be very hectic. But I love being able to have time after work, after the gym. I need let my insane this out, but having time to do this and making sure I'm not burnt out. So I make sure I rest early, but I enjoy this and I put in the work, not just on the weekends, but even a few days before I start pricing and I start looking things up. So I'm not overwhelmed and I'm not hectic. Obviously, life throws you curveballs, but people will really know who are putting in the work and who are just doing this for a quick buck. So put in the work. Here's 2 extra credit tips. That was weird. I'm not going to do that again. Number 1, I was actually thanked by a customer, a potential customer out there. He didn't buy anything, but he just straight up thanked me for not wasting his time. Don't waste people's times. Don't egg people on. If you cannot buy, don't tell them you can buy and then change your word and then say you can trade. Don't waste people's times. People will really appreciate that. As that guy was walking away from me, he actually turned around, put his hand out, gave me a handshake and said, seriously, thank you for not wasting my time. So that's one thing I think that people remember you for, if you were just trying to make a quick sell or if you were actually there because you wanted to help them get what they needed. The other thing, I've been doing this. I've been having a lot of cool moments by having giveaways. So have cards to give away, packs. You don't have to break the bank, but I have some stuff to give away. And I think people will really appreciate that, especially those families with kids. When you have something that excites their day, whether they buy a card from you or not, but you have something and I mean, their eyes are brightening up, whether kid or adult. Whoa, thank you. Or, hey, pick a card in the binder. It doesn't hurt to be generous and be kind. And people will remember you for that, and you will be the reason that they come back. So people are getting tired of the sleazy, just quick sale, no passion, no respect, but they know the ones that truly have a heart to serve people and are out there for the right reasons, right? So if you have any questions, please message me on my socials or comment. I'd love to help you guys out. You guys saw RJ, who's eventually heading to law school soon or getting ready for that. And so he was someone who just boldly asked me out of the blue in a message, can I vend with you? And I was like, sure. The best teacher is just experience. So for those who are starting out new like me, I'm only a few months in, but those who are new, still hesitant, still maybe even scared, hit me up with any questions. If you want to even vend next to me, hey, I'd love to help. And so it's all about helping the fellow sales professionals out there in this community. And I was disappointed that some of my vendor friends I look up to are charging people to teach them how to sell and how to do this. And then I was undisappointed because I found out that they were joking. So take a joke, have fun. Thanks for watching this, and be safe out there. See you guys soon.
Make sure you like and follow on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube.